Hello everybody, 10th Dr. Matt here with another Magnoli review, and as you can see, today we're going to be talking about the Tennant Glasses, which I've been very eagerly awaiting, so I was super excited when they came in yesterday. And so let's get started. So this is the box that they come in, which was also inside of a shipping envelope. And there are staples on the ends. So once you take the staples off, and the top, this is what you get in a bag. So let's take these out. And there's another little bit of plastic on one of the arms. So what I noticed immediately taking these out of the package is that they're awesome, clearly. And actually I have right here my kind of cheapo version that I had gotten from Zenny Optical, so we can kind of contrast and compare. But we'll save that for in a couple of minutes. First, we just want to take a look at these. So like the main thing that I noticed right away with these is that the frames all around are a little bit on the thicker side than you would find typically on like a, any old pair of cheap frames. And especially the bridge. The bridge is quite a bit wider, which is a pretty unique look. And the other main thing is that the arms, when you look at them on the side, are a pretty consistent width the whole way down versus something like this. And what I've found with a lot of frames is that they kind of taper, which, maybe some people wouldn't notice that, but you see a lot of sort of 3/4 and side views of David Tennant when he's wearing these. And so you do see the sides quite a bit. And the other thing that you notice, or I noticed right away, was that the pattern is not quite your typical tortoise shell. Again, so we can kind of put these side by side. And so you can see how on the cheapo version, it looks almost like leopard print, or it's like dark light, dark light, dark light, whereas these have kind of a more extended, a little more uniform look, which is really pretty cool. I mean, to be honest, I have never seen another pair of frames that look quite like these. Same thing goes for the front. Typically the tortoiseshell glasses that you would find are kind of that more repetitive dark light, dark light, dark light business, whereas these kind of the pattern seems to go the long way, sort of, instead of the short way, if that makes sense, which is pretty neat. There's pretty comfortable nose pads there. And, overall, they just look awesome. Here's one thing. I don't know if you can see it well, but there's a little Magnoli insignia on the inside of the right arm. So, these, I just went with the regular clear glass. I did not buy the sunglasses. I may in the future, but for now, I was really just more concerned about the clear ones. Because typically when I cosplay as the Doctor, I don't like to wear the glasses the entire time. I like to keep them in my pocket for sort of added character effect. And so I couldn't really think of times that I would need the sunglasses so much. But, maybe in the future I'll do kind of like a end of time outfit or something with like the Hawaiian lei and sunglasses and all that good stuff. But anyway, so first impressions as far as screen accuracy are like completely 5 out of 5. I mean, just looking at these things head on, they look amazing. And I had been following the thread on the RPF forum that Indy was kind of taking a little poll on people's interest on whether or not he should make them. And so he and some others from the forum really did a lot of research on these things and looked at, a lot of high resolution stills and all kinds of images. And to be honest, I don't know how they did it with like taking measurements to get the measurements of the bridge and the width and the arms and everything to be as accurate as possible. So I can say that a lot of work went into these, and it definitely paid off because they look they look as close to the original as you could possibly get. So that's pretty fantastic. So as far as like quality and workmanship, I'd say these are pretty standard frames that you could find at any sort of glasses shop or optometrist or that sort of thing. I mean, they're not costume frames. These are real glasses, real frames that you could go to your eye doctor and have them put prescription lenses in if you really felt like it. And just looking, at the little minute details of the frames and how they're made and how it's put together, and the arms are nice and tight. They're not like loose and flapping around like some are. And granted, you could adjust that with the screw, but even like the where the arms screw together, the construction is quite nice. And so, I can tell that these will hold up nicely over time. So definitely 5 out of 5 for workmanship as well. And as far as the material that these are made of, the frames are made of acetate. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But basically, it's the sort of plasticky feel that you get with many, many frames. Indy was originally going to make these out of buffalo horn because originally the idea was that David's original glasses were made of horn, which is why they were so hard to find. But after like an extensive amount of research and a lot of close-up photos and stuff, they sort of discovered that his originals were in fact acetate instead. So that's why they went with this, and that also saved quite a bit on the price point, which is nice. So let's talk about that next. So as far as price point, these are $75, including shipping. And as I was talking about with the acetate versus horn material for the frames, originally when Indy was going to make these out of horn, I believe they were going to be priced at $125 shipped. So the fact that they went with the acetate instead was kind of good for us because we save quite a bit of cash. And so to be quite honest, I think $75 is a good price for these because, again, if you were to buy a pair of frames like this at an optometrist, I would assume that you're going to pay at least $150. I mean, my normal everyday glasses have plastic frames that are similar to this, and I think those were like $200, and that was like one of the cheapest that I could find, which is kind of annoying. So yeah, so I think $75 is a good price, especially since it includes the shipping. So I'll give that a 5 out of 5 as well. So I think just to kind of give you guys the full effect of what they look like, I'm going to turn the camera around so you can actually see these on my face, and I'll put up some stills of David wearing them as well so we can kind of contrast and compare. Okay, so just for reference, I'll put on first my cheap Zenni optical glasses to give you an idea of what those look like compared to the originals. And like I said, you see a lot of 3/4 views, so like if I kind of do one of these, I'll see if I can put up a still of David with a similar look so we can kind of get a general idea of how these are. So now I can put on the actual Tennant glasses and see how those measure up. So the nice thing about these is that with the width of the frame, they are a little bit more snug than my other ones, which is kind of nice actually, because now I can move my head up and down and they don't fall off. So they fit nicely and they are comfortable. They sit nicely here, which is nice. So they'd be comfortable for wearing them all day. But anyway, so as we take a look at the sides and the front, and I'll do kind of another 3/4 thing so we can kind of get an idea of how well they did. And I think that Indy did a fantastic job with these, and I'm super happy that I got them, and I'm really excited to wear them with the full outfit. So that about does it for this review. Definitely 5 out of 5 overall for sure, and you should go get your pair while they last. Although I do know that Indy said if they do sell out, they probably will be making more of them as they seem to be pretty popular right off the bat. So, as always, thank you guys for watching. I hope this video was helpful, and please stay tuned to my channel for some more videos coming up soon.